This is a Rosemary Sacramento production for the Wired Up TV team and family, Best Tupac Alive channel, and past and present political news team.
How's it going, my people? This is your boy Wired Up, and welcome to another episode of Wired Up TV. Hope you guys got your hands on the steering wheel and keeping your eyes on the road, taking care of whatever you guys have to take care of, and putting your priorities in order. And of course, family comes first, man. Get your money. Get your money. With that being said, guys, let's get down to the nitty-gritty. Now, I've told you a lot of times before that Pac's albums, his songs are to us like a textbook, like you know what I'm saying, when you're in school and you go study for algebra, they give you an algebra textbook. His music is our Tupac textbook, okay? And if you look in there closely, you will learn a lot of the things he wanted you to learn. And we need to pay very close attention and do our due diligence correctly, and we will actually be able to see the great things he wanted us to see, okay? So we need to sort out the good and, the bad. And that way we can come to the truth, right? Because the truth always lies somewhere in the middle. Now, as you can see here, the Tupac sign, it's not only a 7. It's not only that. Look right at the top, okay? Remember what we told you about the Nile River, right? We're talking about the Nile River, right? He spoke about it on blasphemy, okay? And living by the Nile while the water flow, okay? And he talks a lot about the Nile River, guys, and he actually has a part, right, in Africa where Africa parts. Look at the top of the 2 right there. See how that parts? Can you see it? Can you see it clearly? Okay, yeah. The reason that I'm bringing this up is because he left a lot of clues, okay? If you look at all his letters, the way he built the Pac, the way he did all that good stuff, the reason he talked about things in his album and stuff like that, it's all for a reason, and we have to look at these clues, okay? I truly believe that the MAKAVELI 7-Day Theory album is one of the most, if not the most important Tupac album of all time. I think it has the most clues and the most everything in that album. Now, I'm not saying other albums are not, important, but typically the album before somebody does something is the most important thing, right? I mean, that's just the way, that's what I think, you know what I'm saying? So, if you pay close attention to what Tupac said, okay, he said, living on the Nile while the water flows, okay? The Nile River. Now, as you can see the shape of, of Africa, the way the Nile splits it up, it's a 7. Check it out. You can see it clear as day. I can see it, so I'm pretty sure you guys can see it too, right? Now, we've talked about this before. The reason I'm bringing this up, guys, is again to stress how important it is to research his symbols, his words, right? And put it together with the truth, with the facts that are out there, actual paperwork, actual facts, and figure out what's going on here, because we know for a fact that Tupac is alive. The proof is just incredible. If we were in a court of law, I've said this once, I'll say it 100 times, and I'll say it again. If we were in a court of law and we were trying to prove that Tupac was alive, we would have won the case. Or if we were in a court of law and somebody was trying to prove that Tupac was dead, we would have got that case thrown out of court because of all the proof we got that he's alive. Not only does he say it in some of his music, he puts it in his albums, you know what I'm saying? And and his artwork and everything, guys. I mean, he is just a phenomenal human being, and very, very, very intelligent. But on top of the two, you can see where the African plane parts, and it's you know what I'm saying, it's right at the part. It's the 7. See how it's the 7 and it parts right there perfectly. That's even more of a sign that he wanted you guys to look at the African continent. He wanted you guys to do this. It's just more obvious. Okay, look, the Nile River splits up the African continent. Okay, where, you know, Tupac is African American. He was proud, you know, always talking about Africa, right? Supposedly his memorial thing is in South Africa. The Nile River splits up the African continent to a 7. Look at the 7 in the Tupac, and there's the cut right on top in red, right there, and over here on the 7 of Tupac in green, where it splits up. Okay, obvious, very, 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 very obvious, guys. It cannot get any more clearer than this. Tupac did this for a reason, and we keep finding more and more and more and more clues. But what is this? All right, is it the obvious? It's just hitting us in our face, and we can't grasp it. We cannot comprehend the obvious. Is he in Africa? Is that where he's been all along? Have I been wrong about Cuba? Y'all let me know in the comments, man. Let's swoop on. Now, a lot of you guys asked me that on the last live stream, and you guys have been asking on the comments and stuff like that, on emails. Wired up. What's going on with the concert that you were talking about? You know, the MAKAVELI concert that he was going to do in Norway or whatnot. What's going on with that? Well, guys, from what we got right now, like I always say, what we put out here is not always 100% factual, set in stone, unless I tell you it's 100% set in stone. Okay, we put out information for you guys to get it with your other information and build the case. We're building the case. We're trying to prove that Tupac is alive and trying to find Tupac. Okay, but I'm putting this out there because we made a video about this, and this is what we found. From what it looks like right now, it looks like it's not Tupac that's gonna show up. But like I said, anything can happen. It might not look like it, but he can pop in on TV, or maybe, you know what I'm saying, or anything, you know, from where he's at. Anything can happen. All right, so from what we see, this is a group: Bamba and Pana and MAKAVELI, Naiji Festival. Okay, Bamba, Pana, and MAKAVELI. You know, and this tells you where they're gonna be at: Poland, Finland, Netherlands, Belgium, Norway, and it tells you they're gonna be in Norway on October. That's what we're talking about. In Norway in November. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna be in Sweden, Austria, Czech Republic, Austria, Hungary, Spain, and Italy. And basically what it's come down to is this is a group, a tribute group to Tupac. Okay, MAKAVELI is actually an African rapper, from what I have come to understand. I can be wrong, you guys need to research it yourself, but these are basically a tribute to Tupac. And there's even talk that there might be a hologram like Dr. Dre and Snoop did that one time. Okay, we're not exactly sure what kind of hologram or if it's even gonna be there, but there's talk about that. Okay, with that being said, there's also talk that they're doing a tribute to Pac. All right, that's what's going around. Those are the rumors. That's what's going around. Some of this is factual, written, but like, you know, like anything goes, the media sometimes lies or gets false information. But from what we understand right now is this not Tupac. These are just two separate rappers that are gonna do concerts, and they're advertising it as so. One of them's stage name just happens to be MAKAVELI, like Tupac. Okay, but from what we understand, it's gonna be a tribute. There might even be a a hologram there or not. But from what we get, Tupac is not gonna show up. Again, I repeat though, nothing is set in stone. He can appear in one of these concerts, so we have the Pete game, and we have to be aware of this. Any information we get, guys, we're gonna share it with you, keep you guys posted, and figure out what's going on. I'm gonna try to get a hold of them and see what's up and the works. Okay, guys, with that being said, do your own research. Don't be afraid to be yourself. Walk with your head up, man. Keep walking with your head down, and come to your own conclusion, because your perception is your reality. And like I always tell you guys, always stay wired up. Talk to you guys soon. Peace out.